is Random Muses with Jeffrey.
I welcome you once again to my channel, Random Musings. And I remain your regular host, Jeffrey. Today's episode is born out of an experience I just had some few minutes back. It's actually lunch hour, and I went out to have a drink. So on my way back, I met two colleagues of mine, a much more older lady and a younger male colleague. And she was telling him, or she was discussing with him, why are you not married? You've been working for almost a decade and you are living well and all. Why don't you have a lady or why don't you have a woman at home? Why are you not married? And my male colleague didn't take that question lightly. He took offense to it actually, and he was quite rude to her. I had to come in between until and appealed to him to calm down. She didn't mean no harm actually, but I laughed. I laughed in within me because that was me some few years back. Trust me, I had a lot of questions. Why are you not married? Look at you, you've been working, you're stable and all. Don't you want to be responsible? You have to be married to be responsible. And I'm like, married to be responsible? I don't get you. I don't get you. Does marriage just confer responsibilities on you and stuff like that? And I'm like, no, 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 no. But I had it a little bit easier in the sense that I had a family who, or which didn't put pressure on me. Um, I'm from a liberal home, and my folks, my parents, my siblings, and so on, they will just tell you, oh boy, time they go. You understand? It doesn't just go beyond those trivialities. And I always got the message. Generally, I must admit that our society tends to look more at the spinsters and your married ladies and the challenges they face. But they fail to realize that even bachelors, they go through a lot. They go through a lot. We don't. It's not just written on the faces. It's not just written on our faces. You get it. And I must tell you that we share almost the same similar negative feelings that they are. Very first on our list is loneliness.
Are
Yeah.
you playing?
Luckily, we live in a fast-paced world right now. We have technology to our aid and all. We have our TV, we have our mobile phones. Just put on our mobile phones and we're watching something happen thousands of kilometers away, and it fills up time. But I will be sincere with you. No matter how good the TV content is, no matter how loud your sound systems are, no matter the data you have on your phone, they never suffice for the company or suffice with the company of another human being. In this particular case, someone of the opposite gender. Yeah. It could be a lonely experience. You get back from work and you just get home, have your bath, and the next thing, oh, I'm on alone, okay? On the remote, on the TV, watch whatever movies you want. And that cycle happens day in, day out. It's even worse for those who are not really outgoing. Those who are outgoing probably from work, get to the bar, go hang out with other friends and other stuffs. You understand, to keep the mind busy. But you can't always hang out. So those moments of loneliness, they creep in. If you want to know, the average bachelor gets lonely on a Sunday. Yeah.
Will you keep quiet?
So on a Sunday, you meet an average bachelor, he's quite lonely. Well, it applies to some other days of the week though. Yeah, the one was loneliness I talked about. Yeah, it could be a lonely experience. And being married now, I can and I will tell you that, oh man, yeah, those were lonely days. You could still make the best use of it. Develop yourself, read books, you understand, engage in things that are creative. Yeah, it's quite different when you're alone in a quiet, serene environment than you have kids shouting, screaming, and sometimes you can't actually give out your best. Secondly, a point I would like to raise also is financial responsibility. Being a bachelor, yeah, financially in between. I think that would be the best way to put it. In between, in the sense that Yeah, you're earning some monies, but does it suffice? It might not suffice. Sometimes you could actually earn well, but the management and other finance could put you in some precarious situation much later in the month. Now let's take the case of those who get paid on a monthly basis. If you get paid on a monthly basis, as a bachelor, oh, the first probably 1 week or 10 days, you go on spending spree, have what you want. If you take a bottle, pay comes, you're taking like five, six bottles, buying for friends and all. And by the 12th day of every month, you're like, wow, my finances are going low. Wow, where did the money go? Yeah, it happens, it happens. And there's no partner, nobody to put that cup. Your parents can't do that. Your siblings can't either. I don't think it's any of their business. So, but a partner can do that, can cut your reins, tell you, you're spending too much, it's not necessary and all. Yeah. So that's one part of the financial responsibility. Secondly, they could not actually, a bachelor could not be earning well, and his pay, take home pay doesn't even suffice for him. And then he begins to call on friends or family members, could you help me out on this? I think that embarrassment it's partially reduced when you get married. At least you have someone who could back you up. Although I personally, it's a personal belief, I feel a man should be ready financially to take care of his partner. So whatever the man has to give is willingly and out of a desire to support and help you. If you are not financially capable, I will tell you there is no need getting married. Don't transfer your liabilities to your partner. Yeah, so I've talked about not managing your finances well in some instances. I've talked about you not earning enough to take care of you throughout the whole month. And another obstacle or another challenge is this. People think you are wasteful. You get questions like, what do you use your money for? And I'm like, throw them away. I throw it away. I earn my money and
No
I
be
throw it
juju be
away.
that.
What kind of stupid question is that? Asking what I use my money for. Am I not a human being? I have needs, I have desires, and you shouldn't ask me that question. But let's go through that question a lot. You have saved so much, you've saved so much. What are you using your money for? Or probably run into some obstacles, you need help and help. But you're not married, so what do you need your money for? And what do you use your money for? Yeah, you could get some financial insults and stupid talks like what do you use your money for? I personally got that when I wanted to get something. It came out of the blues and I just needed some cash to complete what I wanted to get. I wasn't expecting it was what I had planned for, just an opportunity that just showed up. So I went to ask a certain person, oh, please, could you help me with this? Towards the end of the month, I'm like, oh, you should have been saving for so long. And I look at the person, I said, I'm not stupid, I've saved there, but it doesn't suffice. And I left his office. So he came back later to apologize and so on. Yeah, those are some of the financial challenges and constraints we have. People just assume you have so much to give. And let me tell you, sometimes some people, like for example, I designate some certain amount of whatever I earn for charity. I'm not going to go into what I do or not, but yeah, sometimes bachelors do those things, and you'll be wondering, yeah, they could go, they could go. Sometimes prior to getting married, as much as 50% of my pay could go to charity causes. So having someone ask what I use my money for, it's a question I didn't like at all. Thirdly, challenges confronting bachelors, which I faced. I think I would like to say finding a partner, which is the most important part of it all. Finding a
You
partner.
only you waka come.
First and foremost, it gets harder to be once a man or an individual has gotten to know himself, it becomes difficult finding a partner. What do I mean by that? When you have found yourself as a man, you have your moral standards, ethical standards, spiritual standards, and other things you've set in place, and you begin to tick the box for any potential partner you think you've come across. I meet Tina today. Okay, does she have this? Does she have that? I meet Alice tomorrow. Does she have this? Does she have that? And sometimes it could be a little bit stressful and demanding. And sometimes some people can't manage that balance. Oh, she's not. No, no, no. Sometimes You have to. I feel life. It's no one is complete. No one has it all. We all have our faults. But once an individual recognizes himself, what he or she wants, in this case, what he wants, he knows what he's going after. And sometimes what he wants doesn't actually come his way as often as he would want to. A person who matches them. Okay, I'm the kind of person who gives out a lot. Okay, I will need a partner who can manage my giving out so I don't run into problem. Okay, I have anger issues. Okay, let me watch out for a partner that can suit me. Physical attributes. Oh, matching those physical attributes with our fundamental values sometimes can be an uphill task. Sometimes also, when it comes to finding a partner, our long-term objectives and goals could pose a challenge. Sometimes when looking for a partner for a long-term relationship, we tend to look at, okay, let me use myself for example. For every relationship I felt I wanted to take, for every relationship I felt I wanted to take serious, I always looked at the long term. Yeah, long term. When the boobs drops and the faces get wrinkled, when life challenges are thrown at you, is this the kind of person who I think will be with me through thick and thin? My ups and downs. Will this person be able to trust me? As a man, you have to have that figured out before you think of settling down totally. Because if you make that grave mistake, that mistake will be with you for the rest of your life. For people like me or individuals like me who feel marriage should be a lifetime commitment, I would tell you, I will insist, look the long term. Does she have values that will last decades? Does she have opinions on positive things that will last decade? And when you find that mix, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yeah. So I've said financial responsibilities, financial challenges or responsibilities, loneliness, finding a partner with the right attitude and characters. Pressures could be societal pressures. Oh, like I said earlier on, I was quite fortunate I didn't get the hits internally, so I could cope with external pressures. But trust me, it could be embarrassing. It could be embarrassing. At a particular time in my life, I stopped going for weddings. Yeah, because almost 5 years I didn't go for weddings. Why? Because whenever I go for a wedding, when are you doing yours? When are you doing yours? So I just avoided going for weddings for almost 5 years. So to make you get very weak and despondent if you are not careful. Most times those pressures for men who can't manage their emotions, those pressures usually could lead to depression. You begin to question yourself, am I not good enough? Am I not good enough? But trust me, Oga, you are more than good enough. Especially when you have discovered yourself, when you know what you want. Please do not allow societal pressure push you into what's in your life. Trust me, I believe anyone who has a failed marriage, I stand corrected. It's a personal belief. Anyone who has suffered a failed marriage, his or her life never remains the same. So before you take that leap, I would advise you grow a thick resistance to societal pressure. Lastly, I would like to talk on limited emotional support. Yeah, the average bachelor has a reduced scope of emotional support. We are grow up believing that a man is meant to be macho, and into young adulthood, sometimes life throws things at you which could be really tough, which could really test test your wits, your skills, your foundations, and it's not in all cases you're able to manage it. It's not in all cases we are able to surmount those pressures. Sometimes we need that extra push, that extra help, that extra advice, that extra support to make us overcome some certain challenges that we face. And As a bachelor, I would say most times that particular support usually comes from family. But the sad thing is this, it's not in all cases, or it's not all things you want your family members to know. You understand? Sometimes you spare them some certain things to save them trauma. And in such instances, where do you go? Who do you cry to? For people like me, I personally believe in trashing out my own issues and challenges. But some few years back, 6, 7 years back, I really had a financial meltdown. I had some investments where I had poured in almost all my life savings into, and it disappeared in a jiffy, and it was bad. I mean, terribly bad. I started suffering from insomnia and so on. I must say, a particular statement changed or brought me out of that spiraling depression. There was a word my sister said. She said, every rich man was once broke. And I sat down. If not for that word, I don't know how far I would have been able to go. I'm still grateful to her for that. But you see, sometimes bachelors don't get to support. It's sad. It's sad because you just feel, no, he can't handle himself. Yeah, we can most times. We can, but sometimes it's beyond us. And that's when a wonderful partner comes in. Yeah, I mean, what a wonderful partner. That's when you know you have a good partner. Times like that, when you have that support, that extra push. I would like to call it a bed where on your way down you land. It's soft. Yeah, you landed. You were meant to climb, but now you are down, but your bones are not broken. In summary, sorry, it's been a long day, or it's been a long talk, but I would want to see the bachelors go to their own challenges as have highlighted. And whenever you see a bachelor, don't put unnecessary pressure, encourage him rather than scold. Ask him how you doing financially. Give him ideas how you could make his finances better. Lastly, you could make good recommendations. You could make good recommendations. It's been a wonderful day. I think I have to get back to work, and I'll see you in my next episode next week. Till then, stay blessed and support every bachelor you come across.